There's been a point of order called, Ms. Johnson. There's a process.
I'm sorry. I will not again be harassed by you
Ms. Johnson. Ms. Johnson, if you do not take a seat in the audience, I'm going to have you removed from the building.
And then likewise, I'll have you removed.
Ms. Johnson. Ms. Johnson, ma'am, we will not have this type of discussion. This is a meeting. There's an agenda.
Well, you need to swear.
The item will be discussed by the council. The point of order that was called, and but Ms. Johnson, you need to have a seat for now in the audience.
Mr. Mayor,
no.
may I be heard?
Proceed.
This is the first notice I've received of any issue with Ms. Johnson's qualifications, and the information that has been provided, although I haven't studied it at length, the only evidence is some hearsay written off from Facebook. There is no complaint against Ms. Johnson that should prevent her from being sworn in. There's been no proper process followed. If there were going to be a complaint about her qualifications, that should have been raised prior to her election.
Okay, so you read over the document. There's a point of order called. You said on qualification. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take this up with the council in the council meeting. At this time, I'm asking that Ms. Johnson please have a seat in the audience. We will bring it before, and it will be brought before council for council to discuss.
This is entirely inconsistent with anything this council has done in the past, Mr. Mayor, and I am at a loss to why you're handling this in this manner.
It's just procedure. It's Robert's Rules of Order.
Which have never been adopted by this council.
Amen.
They have not.
Amen.
Okay. Well, point of order. What we're going to do, there has been a complaint filed. I'm not sure by whom. Is it by Mr. Lowry? Okay. Well, we will discuss it as a council, but right now,
well, Ms. Johnson belongs in her seat there.
Thank you.
Okay.
I will take my proper duly seat.
Ms. Council,
there is no one else to be sworn in to take her place. She remains qualified and eligible to serve in her position. This is not a complaint that has any merit whatsoever, and it should have been raised before her election.
well, just the fact of what happened, there was a point of order call, and there has been...
A procedural point of order does not trump the law.
Well,
Ms.
Johnson is not without challenge right now, so if you read the city charter, the city council...
There's nothing in the city charter that should preclude her from sitting in her seat and being sworn in. This is not a valid complaint.
If it turns out to be valid.
If it turns out.
It's not going to be...
we have done no investigation. I asked about this before. I've approached...
This has been...
Was she not qualified when she ran? Ms. DeWitt, did you not?
Ms. Nobles is already...
She lives in Ward 3, and she gave me her driver's license.
That verification was done before she ran, correct?
The verification was done prior to her running. When this question was brought to me, this was verified between the city attorney and the city clerk, and now this surprise complaint is being presented on the day of the swearing in at the ceremony, which is a complete surprise to me.
Well, I understand that, and that's fine. But a point of order was called. It's as the charter reads, it's up to the council to decide, not you and not the city clerk. And so, therefore, what I'm asking for is for Ms. Johnson to have a seat, and then we will address this in the regular council meeting.
So if it's up for the council to decide, should the council not make that decision?
The council will make that decision.
Can we make that decision?
I'm running this meeting, Ms. Lay.
You're letting Alan speak, but you're not.
Alan is called point of order.
I'll just remind people, if I could, that we just had swearing in, and that's one of the things we swear to is the city charter. It's plain in the city charter. And I don't know if I haven't seen that very much either. I know I had asked Mr. DeWitt about it before. But I was handed that. I don't know what your legal things are. All I'm telling you is
council members snooping at people's yard and destroying.
Ma'am, we're not gonna have that, ma'am. We need you to be quiet.
How about that?
You can address the microphone.
I
But
will.
we're going to, what we'll do is, there has been a point of order called, there has been a challenge apparently to Ms. Johnson's qualification. And so the city council will take this issue up in the meeting in just a few moments. And then it'll be up to the city. I mean, if everything's fine, due process, she'll swear in.
The due process, as far as what we're talking about, is not addressed in the charter. If any party has an issue with the election, it goes to the state attorney's office. The council does not decide about the election. Ms. Nobles is in charge of verification of residency, and that's as far as it should go. This council should not be voting on if somebody lives in a ward that's already been verified. I think this whole thing is ridiculous.
I think you should read the charter, Ms. Holland.
No, I think you need to read it.
Mr. Mayor and audience, I live in Ward 2. All my paperwork is in order. I have been harassed by the mayor, by Alan Lowry, and by election team members that was out there running for election. Now, I am tired of the harassment. I live there. At night, people would go see. I saw it on Facebook. I even explained, I have an autistic brother that's been very sick. To see him, and if it require me to stay overnight a couple of nights, I will do that. Now, here's another thing too. Continue to harass because my brother is covered by disability laws. And then I will continue to pursue that. I live on Barn Street. I pay taxes, property taxes, that's current on Mountain Street. I pay all kind of mortgages on Barn Street. That's where I live. And I know that people have been snooping around, and I can identify every one of them and pull records to allow you to know that. But it was only the grace of God that allowed me not to be as ugly to them as they have been to me. Amen. And I will continue to pray on this. I duly won that election. Amen. I could have also complained of the complaints I got of people going to the nursing home and bringing ballots, both our mail ballots, and marking them for the elderly people. That is not what I'm about. I'm about the city of Milton and helping the city of Milton.
All right, Mary.